I probably should
And
have
this,
tried like hot cocoa at some point. Just like, eh, give it a go.
put some marshmallows on it, or in it. Maybe a little bit of whipped cream.
That sounds like too much effort, but
I mean, I never do that. I go low effort. I just have it straight from the just regular plain.
Most
Also,
mixes usually have marshmallows in them, so
Hmm. It actually sounds really good right now. Okay, that. I'm gonna have to do some editing for my grocery cart that is coming tomorrow. That's the thing I'm gonna have to do now. Okay.
we have a Keurig machine, and so what we do is we get the pods that you put in the Keurig machine, and you just slap that in, push a button, boom, hot cocoa in like 30 seconds.
Hmm.
I got to get me one of those. I used to hang out with someone who had one, and I would just I forget what drink it was, but it was like a milk coffee kind of thing.
Yeah, they have all sorts of things for coffee, for tea, for hot cocoa.
Hmm.
It's nice.
I just want to share this real quick because it makes me happy to see, and it is the thing I'm definitely going to watch at some point. That is just fucking adorable.
Yes. Yes, I saw that. I want to watch that too later.
I don't understand VTubing. Don't get it.
It's so fucking cute.
It's just streamers with an anime avatar. That's all it is.
I get it on an intellectual level. I guess I should probably also say I don't really watch solo streamers because that's just it's like not enough entertainment for me. I don't really know how to describe it.
Mm.
I like
And I
the
don't.
byplay between at least two people.
Yeah.
I mean, they do
And
collabs
if
a lot.
oh, absolutely, and I'm sure I would probably be into that, but then I would have nowhere to go, I guess.
Most of the time, I watch just the collabs. When it comes to solo streams, I don't typically watch those too much.
Yeah, like I
Though
watched
occasionally, depending on the game, I might.
I watched three of them play Smash together and be terrible in wildly different ways. And then they all, I think all of them. I've only seen two, but they did training streams of trying to get good at
Yes.
Smash,
Mm-hmm.
and
Like a get good for Smash.
Yes.
basically, yeah,
Just
of playing the story
practicing.
mode. Yeah.
I remember I did watch Callie's unarchived karaoke streams. Some of them, including the one where she sung the song "2019 Guy," which is that's just hilarious. You can probably find a clip of it on YouTube.
Oh God, I know that song. Oh, oh, that hits hard. Oh,
Yeah, it, it's it was my
not
first
because
time
it's
actually hearing.
relatable, thankfully, but damn.
Yeah, it was my first time actually hearing that song. It was from Callie.
Yeah, they're fun. And there is a reason that Gura is suddenly a hotshot streamer at this point because she is very entertaining.
I know, right?
She's
Like
not
she's
really
always good.
good at any games or anything, but
Rhythm
she's very
games.
entertaining.
She's good at rhythm games.
That's true.
I mean,
That is very true.
I have to assume the main appeal of VTubers is their personality. It's not that they're
Yes.
necessarily good at games.
Gura
So,
has tons of one-liners and little like just skits she comes up with. She's very fun to watch.
One of her one-liners is literally just "ah." That's it, and
That's
it's
a
still
mood.
fucking great.
I've gotten my friend Dawn into VTubers via Gura, and that's been a rousing success.
well, sweet.
Yeah,
Always good to share your hobbies like that,
like
Hmm.
or rather, infect other people.
Yeah.
It takes
Yeah.
all forms.
And then you have the wholesome ones, which are the whole live VTubers. Generally, Callie is kind of borderline. She swears a lot, but then you have the non-wholesome VTubers from another company that formed very recently. I forget what it was called. V Shoujo, I think it was. Which
I mean,
Oh yes.
I mean, because of my interest, I was recommended Project Melody because she
yeah,
started as a naughty streamer. So
yeah, and then you have Iron Mouse who rapped a waifu version of WAP, which was a
Wow.
thing that Fresh was like, "Holy shit! Why does this hit so hard?" Which it does. It's fair play. And then there's Nianas, who has done several streams of reviewing toilets,
what?
including user-submitted pictures of toilets.
Okay.
Nanners is
Okay.
so inappropriate.
She's
Like-
wretched. It's fucking great.
She's amazing to watch.
I might have to give that series a watch because that sounds actually entertaining.
You could probably find some highlights on YouTube, I imagine.
Yeah.
I think she named it Swassh or Posh
Wow.
for rating toilets. She'd be like, yeah, I give that a swash. I'd pee in that toilet. Just like, yeah,
I
okay.
mean, fair. That's what it's for.
There's a market for inappropriate VTubers, and it is being very much sated right now.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like a lot of VTubers were like seeing Kizuna Eye and they were like, there's a thing here. Cutesy anime girls being cutesy? Alright. And then there was another group that saw the fucking fuck you compilation and were like, we could lean into this.
All of these things combined.
Yeah.
A weird, adorable Captain Planet.
Yeah. So for context, for people that don't see the things that we see, I posted a cropped screenshot of like Gura and Amelia Watson watch along to Die Hard, and it has them in like little like snuggy pajama things. It's adorable. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like one of the best things, like the best advantages to being a VTuber is the character that you are presenting is easily just placed into fan art. Everybody wants to draw that character,
Yeah.
which spreads word very fast of who you are. And, oh, this character looks cute. I can watch them play Soma. Okay, sure.
I think I've watched about 8 hours of Gura streaming Minecraft at this point. It's getting to be a problem.
I
Anyway,
mean, I've seen how many Minecraft episodes does Achievement Hunter have?
a lot.
400 plus. I've seen every episode, so yeah, no, Minecraft is a solid bingeable series.
Are they still
especially
good?
when you. I enjoy them.
Okay.
I don't know. They're mostly exploring like heavily modded content at this point, so they're doing a world. It's like the opposite of Skycraft, so everything is underground.
Yeah.
So, I think
Actually
it's
sounds
entertaining.
cool. Yeah. I
Somebody's
dread to
working
look
on
at
magic
Achievement Hunter
through-
at this point, so I
Yeah.
had to ask instead.
Yeah. Cannot blame you.
Anyway, so this is the Fandom Flux podcast, episode 319, I think.
Sure.
I'm Casey. Hi. I like toilet aficionados. That's pretty cool. I'm into that, apparently. I didn't think I would be. Slicer's here.
Hello.
How does Slicer feel about toilet aficionados?
I think it's an honored profession, and more people should try it.
Oh, respectable. Zero?
I just finished my hot cocoa, but the mug is still warm, so I'm holding it.
Soothing. I'm just chugging my third energy drink of the day, and it's fucking 1 in the morning. Afternoon. My sleep schedule is a nightmare.
So...
3 already?
In fairness, they're mini V8 cans so it's like 80 milligrams. It's like a cup of coffee.
Okay. What time did you wake up?
11:59. 1 minute before we were set to record.
Yeah, right. You just woke up.
Yeah.
Yep, I watched the episode last night of the random anime Flux, Reflux. Look, I apparently have not had enough caffeine today, or I've had too much too quickly.
3 more? You need...
Sure.
You say that, but you get it wrong every time.
Yeah.
It's literally just the name of the channel. Well, it's technically part of my name, but that came after the fact. But the name of the channel, an anime in front of it.
Keep in mind, I was the one who pitched the idea, and it was something I already did with my friends, and we called it Random. So that's why I keep calling it that, is because it was kind of already ingrained.
That's fair. I don't really want to think about how many Anime Reflux episodes we've done. It's a lot at this point.
It is a lot. We've watched a lot. We've gotten through several letters, I want to say, of the alphabet. Or very nearly gotten through many more.
We've almost gone through 2. Yeah. So stuff. Someone needs things to happen, I think. It's not allowed.
Who had a week?
Right, that's the thing that we do in the show. Fuck. Okay. My brain just sort of froze up. I don't know why.
Really?
I tried Ring Fit Adventure.
How was it?
Yeah, how was that? I think you mentioned it last time, but you hadn't tried it yet.
Yeah. It kicked my ass.
Yeah.
That is actually a thing I want to do more of. Problem is, I need a new monitor and stand. Because my monitor is currently at desk height, and you need to be standing to play that game.
Oh.
So if I want to play that, I would have to crane my neck the fuck down and, chin into my fucking chest to actually see what's going on, what it wants me to do. That's just not a thing I can do. While I'm also trying to run and also trying to squeeze and or stretch a ring in my hands or point at places depending on where the screen wants it to.
Considering it's a fitness game, you kind of want to eliminate little inconveniences like that, so it's as fun as it can be. So, yeah, that makes sense.
It's probably not even an inconvenience thing as much as, hey, this is probably really bad for you to do exercise with your fucking neck straining like this.
Yeah, well, quality of life changes, essentially.
Yeah, so I need to fix that. I think that's something I'm going to do after Christmas, is get a new monitor and a monitor stand that can be adjusted to unusual heights. Yeah. Because that's the thing that I'm going to need if I'm going to do more of that. But it's fun. It's going to kick my ass, but it's fun. Yeah. 3 minutes of of jogging was a lot more than I was capable of, and that was an unpleasant thing to find out. Ooh.
Isn't it though?
Yeah. Well, 3 minutes of jogging while straining to see what the game wants me to do, while also stretching and pulling on the fucking ring, and occasionally having to do fucking knee lifts in the middle of jogging, and occasionally having to sprint, and also hold the ring and push it in different directions and stuff. And it's a lot to deal with at once. And I wish it does a stretching program before you start a level. They're supposed to do.
Oh, that's cool.
I wish it didn't just have it as a video, because the video goes way too fucking fast for the kind of complicated movements it wants you to do. Because, like, it wants you to do, like, you hold the ring above your head, standing straight, and then you pull up one leg inwards so your foot is touching your knee, basically, and bring the ring down to touch your shin, and then go back, and then do it to the other foot, and then go back. And it doesn't even give you time to figure out how to do that before it's moving on to the next exercise.
Oh. There's no, like, pause for, I don't know, 10 seconds between each thing to make sure you got it?
Not that I could see, but, you know, I'm standing pretty far from the screen, so I can't see very much. I can see what the guy's doing. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely got to get you a different setup. That sounds not ideal.
Yeah. Oh well. I can fix that over time. Aside from that, Patient has cursed us by pointing out we say that a lot.
Let's ignore it and pretend it doesn't happen.
I can't do that anymore.
You have to, for the sake of humanity.
I feel like humanity isn't really at stake. But,
for the sake of your humanity, because you otherwise you're going to hollow out.
I would say sanity, but I mean, sure.
Yeah, I don't think I'm at risk of hollowing out. Billowing out is what seems to be happening more, but you know, whatever. What else happened? Game Awards happened. Fuck, the Game Awards happened. Oh boy.
What did I miss? I muted my mic, so I had to move around a little bit.
That solid 5 seconds of silence was for every game that wasn't The Last of Us 2 in the Game Awards.
Okay. I didn't watch the Game Awards past 'cause I had a D&D game going at the time. So
fair.
Only caught the very beginning of the Game Awards where they showed the Smash thing.
That's and then after that, the right policy for this one.
And then tuned out.
Yeah.
I can say I've heard that it was really bad with Last of Us 2, which I feel like was going to be obvious because no one wants to piss off Sony. How bad was it? Like, actually?
Do you mean the award show or the game? Because I can tell you.
How bad was it, like, in terms of the award show for Last of Us 2?
Well, the first category that we saw The Last of Us 2 up for was Best Performance, and it had 2 nominations for that award. Which, that really set the tone. Yeah.
Is that one of those things they didn't think to make a rule against because nobody thought it would be a problem?
I feel like that might be the case. Yeah. So Laura Bailey won that for Abby. People hate the character, but I can't really speak to the performance. So I don't know.
Oh no,
Maybe that one's deserved. Like, the performance might have been good, even if the writing was crap. That's a fair critique, I think.
Everything was well acted. It was well choreographed for what was happening. I mean, it was well presented. It was just utter garbage.
Then we got... Oh, God, I don't even remember all the awards it won. But it won a lot of them. And then we got to... Best Narrative, I want to say. And when it won that...
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That is not okay.
That was a bad thing that happened. That was very clearly an award that it didn't deserve.
What was it up against?
Hades. I want to say Ghost of Tsushima.
What?
And
all right, so
I have to look it up.
I just double checked. It was Hades, FF7 Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, and 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim.
Did it win this award?
So Last of Us Part 2 won this award, winning out against all of those.
I would not have given it that over Final Fantasy VII Remake, let alone Hades.
I was going to say, like, specifically Final Fantasy VII Remake, I mean, that they changed things around and made it work in universe, that it was different. That was cool. I didn't enjoy the game mechanically, but I still appreciated that.
They made everyone fall in love with a character that was basically no one in the original. Jesse.
I know.
Yeah.
It's...
I was about to ask who you meant, actually. But yeah, no, seriously. She was awesome. And then she died, and I was sad.
Yeah. Yeah, so that happened. That was rough. And basically, we knew what was going on from there. It was just going to sweep everything. But I still held out hope that it would not win Best Direction. Because of all things that it does not deserve, like even beyond narrative, giving a studio so fucking notorious for crunch the award for Best Direction, a studio so bad for crunch that a bunch of their employees just fucking quit and they had to replace them with movie studio interns, and giving that studio Best Direction is insulting.
Best Direction is awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. It was up against FF7 Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, and Half-Life Alyx.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
In terms of creative vision and innovation, I would not give that to The Last of Us Part 2. What is it doing that is creatively outstanding?
Ruining an entire game to sell a message. But, I mean, that's...
Sell a message that we already knew and has been in dozens of better games.
Yeah, and they didn't even have to ruin the game to do it.
I would honestly... I would give that to any one of those other options. Any one of them. Because Hades, fantastic. I love the art style and the creative vision of that game, and how it has different things like the whole heat system, how that adds a whole element to it. That's great. FF7 Remake, how they brought that entire world to life, and how the game plays and just how fun that is. Ghost of Tsushima, I've heard things about how the wind will direct you where to go, and creative cool stuff like that.
Play that game.
But what does Last of Us Part 2 have over that?
Nothing. It doesn't.
It is Last of Us Part 1 in terms of gameplay. with some minor bells and whistles added. And that's pretty much it for gameplay. And then narrative, well, it won Best Narrative, so I don't know whether it should get an award for that on top. And
The only thing Last of Us 2 did was give different characters different skill trees. So each character felt a little more distinct combat-wise.
Oh, you mean like every game that has multiple playable characters?
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. That's not unique. That's just something they changed from the original.
So for Best Audio Design, it won Best Audio Design. It was up against Doom Eternal, Ghost of Tsushima, Half-Life Alyx, and Resident Evil 3.
The fact that there are many things. Every other category was better. Like every other game there. That's not even trying to be subtle about this.
Best performance was Ashley Johnson as Ellie, Laura Bailey as Abby, Daisuke Tsuji as Jin Sakai, Logan Cunningham as Hades, and Naji Jeter as Miles Morales.
That's a fair list.
Like I say, that one might be a fair pick. I can't speak to that. Best what was it? The one that got for the adaptability options.
Yeah.
That one was entirely deserved, and I will give them credit for that.
One thing I'm a little bit salty of, I don't disagree with this, but for best ongoing, FF14 didn't get a single, didn't even get nominated.
That is pretty weird. That game's really popular.
The game never gets anything at the Game Awards. It's ridiculous. But No Man's Sky won that, which I will completely agree with.
Yeah,
they brought that thing around.
That is the culmination of one hell of a redemption story.
And that doesn't feel stolen by any means. That feels earned.
Best mobile game went to Among Us. It was up against Genshin Impact, Pokemon Cafe Mix, Legends of Runeterra, and Call of Duty Mobile.
Yeah, it's a shit list. So
I know.
Fair enough.
Best community support went to Fall Guys, which
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, Among Us was kind of blindsided on that one, so they didn't really have a community to support for a while.
Mm-hmm. Best action was between Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, and Streets of Rage 4 went to Hades.
Yeah.
Hades also got Best Indie Game.
Hades beat Doom for Best Action Game.
Best Action Adventure goes to The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, you did dick.
Up against Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Miles Morales, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I really like Jedi Fallen Order. That was a really fun game.
God, I fucking hated that game.
See, it's very divisive, so I understand.
If enemies would just stop auto-blocking, it'd be fun to play.
Get good.
No.
Yeah. I think overall, I mean, at least Animal Crossing got Best Family Game.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. A lot of people really enjoyed Animal Crossing, and it came at a time when people really needed something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that game kept people sane in, like, April and May.
Yeah. When people didn't quite have the, the calluses built up to withstand, the pandemic, essentially.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Player's voice as well, worth noting. Ghost of Tsushima won it.
Yeah, I feel like that game might have deserved that. Just a feeling. I feel like people actually like that because when it comes to the actual awards, like 80% of the voting weight goes to the panel of journalists and everything.
90%.
90%, right?
Yep.
And
It
our
is 9
votes
to
count
1.
for 10%.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, it's a sham. But it's always been a sham.
Yeah.
That being said,
go ahead.
there was a trailer for a new Smash character.
There was. Sephiroth.
Sephiroth is in Smash Brothers Ultimate, baby.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming. Nope.
I love the reaction compilation of people seeing Mario getting stabbed.
Yes, and like, oh no, Mario! And the relief.
They apparently didn't see the Ridley trailer, where he just straight up gets stabbed and there is no ambiguity.
I really love the trailer because it's very clear that Sakurai is a huge Advent Children fan, or at least somebody is that's making this.
Yeah, the him versus Cloud thing was very clearly, yeah, this is Advent Children. This is like, hey, you remember that fight where they fought in Advent Children? It was basically like a dream sequence. Yeah.
And I really like how they seem to be putting the emphasis on Sephiroth as being the final boss, you know?
To the point where he just straight up kills the final boss.
He kills the final boss. He's the new final boss. It's not a hero come to save you. It's a villain come to kill the villain to get to you.
It's not even like difficult. He just cuts him in half and then appears as an opener.
Yeah. It was just like everyone's like, "Oh no, it's the fucking gleam thing with the hands and the light and everything. Oh no, what are we gonna do? We gotta work together to fight it, guys." And then it's just cut in half, and then Cloud is like, "Oh shit, this is so much worse."
Is that boss music I'm hearing? It looks like he has some sort of one-winged angel mode that probably activates when he gets to a high enough percent.
I don't know if that's... I think that's just Final Smash.
No. He has the wing that pops out.
Oh.
And he starts to glow with a purple aura. Which probably is going to power him up, change some of his moves around.
So he's basically
I feel
Joker.
like Sakura... What was that?
So he's basically Joker.
Kind of taking a page from Joker's book. I'm guessing on whether or not it's damage based, but that tends to be the trend. So, because like Terry gets extra moves at over 100%, and Little Mac charges up his KO meter. Stuff like that happens. It kind of makes sense because then he's just like a boss with phases. Like now I'm in my second phase. And then Final Smash is third phase.
It's fitting.
Also looks like Cloud is going to be getting a I almost said Noble Phantasm. A Final Smash update change. It might be a Final Smash that is tied to his Advent Children costume. It might be replacing his normal one as
if
well.
He's fighting Sephiroth.
It might be if he's only fighting Sephiroth. We don't know exactly. But Sakurai is going to be having, in like 2 days from when we're recording this, Sakurai is going to be doing a full breakdown on the character.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Just Sephiroth or the new changes to Cloud as well?
Probably addressing that as well, but primarily Sephiroth. It's just a nice stream because Sakurai always does one whenever a new character comes out to just show you what they can do.
Yeah.
And now the DLC pass has Minecraft Steve right next to Sephiroth, and that is some powerful energy.
Yeah. It's very Smash.
Powerful energy.
Oh, the fan art of that is fucking great.
And then they put Sephiroth on the big banner with everybody, and he's right next to Pichu, and now there's art of that.
Oh boy.
Huh.
You know,
Nobody was expecting that.
yeah. I still want, when that thing is fully finished, I just want that and just have it on, like, I've got a big section of wall directly in front of me. I just want to have that as a banner across
Yes.
it.
Yes.
But it's the character select screen of a Smash game.
No, like the big
the art banner thing that
art
they have
banner.
with all the characters.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll see if I can find
I've been watching reactions for the Sephiroth thing, and it's just every now and then you get somebody who says, "Is that going to be Jonesy?" And I'm like, "Who's Jonesy?" And it's like, "Oh, apparently some people were expecting Jonesy, a Fortnite character."
Oh, ew.
No. Sephiroth is great.
This thing.
Yeah, that banner that he posted, which does not have Sephiroth on it, but Sephiroth is right there between Cloud and Pichu. It's great.
Yeah.
I love video games.
I want a real life version of that I will straight up hang up on my wall.
Me as well. Anything? Let's see. There was other stuff announced during the Game Awards. I don't remember most of it. There was like a dragon air fighting game.
We got the name of the next Mass Effect game. It's going to be called Mass Effect Will Continue.
I was talking to my friend about that, who's really into Mass Effect.
I want to die.
He's like, "Oh, and they got some of the original people on it." I'm like, "Cool. Do they have the writers?" He's like, "No, I can't find who the writers are." Okay, they're not telling us. If they had the original writers, they would tell us.
I will forget it exists until it comes out then.
I'm looking up Drew Kopshin to see whether he's even working for BioWare anymore. Leaving BioWare to focus on his independent work. He is writing books, presumably. Just completely separate.
Mm-hmm.
He did work on Anthem, but that is the last thing he did anything for BioWare.
It's just, if you are going to be saying, "We got the original ship designer from Mass Effect," like, great. Do you have the writers? No.
Yeah,
we have the writers for Mass Effect
problem.
Andromeda.
Oh God, that's not a selling point.
If they're not putting it out front, who's writing it or who's properly directing it, then they don't have the writer or director that we want. So it could be good, but it's likely not going to be.
I mean, I have to hope they've learned their lesson. Didn't Mass Effect 3 sell really not as well as predicted, and then Andromeda just bombed?
Mass Effect 3 sold really well because, I mean, we didn't know
You
it was
have to
before
finish
it came out.
Yeah, you have to finish it as well. Just everybody bought it right when it came out.
Andromeda did bad.
Mm-hmm.
If memory serves, studio closure bad. Or at least their studio got folded into the greater EA monolith, if memory serves.
That was always going to happen, though. That happens to all of them.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a BioWare named studio, and it was just like, wow, you do shit work, so we're just going to subsume you now. Yeah. I think that was it BioWare Montreal? I don't remember. No, Montreal is like the main one. No, it isn't. I don't fucking know.
Apparently, they're just keeping some elements from Andromeda going forward into Mass Effect, I guess, 5.
Yeah, because we love that. It was so good.
Please I'm begging
Let
you.
me get what I want.
Don't bring back the penis aliens. If you want to bring back any other races, fine. Don't bring back the penis aliens.
What if they bring back the ring pull alien? The
Which one are
villain
you
of-
talking about, by the way?
One
You
that
say
looks
penis
like a
alien.
literal penis. Have you not seen this?
No? Do you mean the squid people?
Right? Yeah. Can we find that a picture of these aliens?
Here we go. Here's something for you to look at, Slicer. It's the ring pull alien from Mass Effect Andromeda. This is this is the villain of the game.
Yeah, I remember that. It
Yeah.
was really stupid. It's really terrible. Did I beat that game? Oh god, I can't remember. I know I played it. Oh wow.
I want to
That's-
use his head as a key ring.
Yeah, and I've seen those memes. Where they just cropped out his head and he's a keychain.
What's the ring even for?
I don't Naughty stuff? I don't know.
Yeah. You use it as reins. Okay, thanks. There is probably porn of that.
I'm talking about this species of aliens that just disgusts me.
Oh, those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I now have a Mass Effect penis alien in my search history.
Huh.
It did not give me the result I was looking for. I had to change my search result. Surprisingly.
Yeah. It probably just gave you loads of pictures of Hano, I'm assuming.
Lots of porn.
Well,
Hanar, that's what their names were.
That's not mutually exclusive.
I know.
You do now, thanks to that Google search.
I know. I know.
Fuck, what else? All of the co-op shooters. Yeah, I fucking watched Apaben's review of the Game Awards, and I did not realize until he pointed it out how many of the world premieres were just fucking co-op shooters. Like, almost all of them. I think Mass Effect, Smash, and that kind of twee but also kind of intriguing and adorable thing where it's like a married couple and they have to go through all these weird shit because they're having marital problems and are trying to solve them. That is a co-op game, but technically not a shooter, so it gets a pass. Yeah, that's the new thing from the A Way Out guy and the Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that actually looked interesting because it's kind of cutesy, but also about a bickering married couple that kind of fucking hate each other.
What's it called again?
I don't remember. Fuck.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up. Fucking announcements. There we go. Oh yeah, fuck. Game Awards announcements. That was a good Google search because it reminded me of a bunch of stuff I forgot about. Oh god, it reminded me of a bunch of stuff I forgot about. Okay. Oh boy. Perfect
have you
Dark
forgot?
is they're doing a new Perfect Dark. All right.
I am cautiously hopeful, but I am entirely biased.
Master Chief is in Fortnite.
Why?
They did a red versus blue ad of Master Chief and Blood Gulch being in Fortnite. With
Master Chief, I think you went to the wrong crossover.
with Jeff and
Smash.
Sarge. That was a thing that they did.
Smash is over there. I know they've been wanting you for a while. If you could just turn left. No.
Fuck. Warhammer 40k Dark Tide, so basically Vermintide, but in the 40k universe. That's like 3 of the. I'm still looking for more of the announcements that they're trying not to tell me about and prefer to tell me about all the nominees and the award winners because I still want to hear about Last of Us 2, you guys. It's really important to me. It's important to everyone. It's not like it's gotten no more sales since it first launched and has been overtaken by Ghost of Tsushima. Which has actually happened. Tsushima now has 5 million sales, whereas Last of Us 2 is still at 4. So that's kind of nice. Vote with your wallets kind of thing. I'm still trying to find...
Where is it? Where is it? You must find it.
Okay, that's not anything to do with anything. That was just a list of other articles, I think. Oh, here we go. Every game announcement. Thank you, IGN. You actually have useful information that I'm looking for. Good God.
Yay! IGN did their job.
Yeah, they do sometimes. There was a game called Shia, which is a thing that I did not actually see because it was an announcement in the pre-show, which is kind of a dick move. But it looked kind of cool. I don't really know much about it, to be perfectly honest. We got gameplay reveal for Nier Replicant, the new version. 1.22474487139.
Oh, they're jerks. I love them. They're jerks.
What is there a significance to that number at all, or is it just?
Well, maybe, but
it's hard to tell with Nier lore because
it's most likely
everywhere.
It's most likely ultimately meaningless.
Yeah, but they got Jeff Keighley to say it on stage, and he managed to nail it. So good for him.
Oh well, fair enough.
It's such a dick move. I love it.
Okay. Sephiroth, Perfect Dark, Back for Blood, the Left 4 Dead spiritual successor because Valve are being dicks about the license.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I want to try that.
It looked alright. They're basically doing Left 4 Dead, but also with the evolve thing of giant monsters chasing you down. And it has like set pieces to let the monster chase you down that will slow it down for a bit, which is kind of cool.
I reserve judgment, but that doesn't sound good.
I mean, it looked pretty cool. It looked like it's a case of it will try and chase you down. You can theoretically kill it. You don't have to, is what it seems
so
like.
So is it like the tank equivalent from Left 4 Dead, or is there no real equivalent? Because one of the big parts of Left 4 Dead that I really enjoyed was like the teams were fairly even. The special infected were fearsome, but it 4 people. So
this thing was about 2 stories tall, the one they showed in the trailer. So yeah, it's a case of stay the fuck away from it and maybe take pot shots if you can, I think. And maybe you might kill it. There is Hood, which is another game that looked kind of like a mix of Thief and Assassin's Creed multiplayer, is what it looked like. It might be good. Who knows? Scavengers, which is a co-op shooter. Fuck it. Forza and Cyberpunk. Callisto Protocol, I don't even remember. Oh, that's the... it's kind of like Dead Space, but not really Dead Space, because it's from the people that made Dead Space, but they don't have the license, because they're not EA anymore. So, that's probably going to be good. Open Roads, which when we were watching the stream in the Discord, we thought we're kind of hoping it would be a road trip with Rogue and Kitty Pryde from the X-Men. It was not.
Oh,
I don't really remember what it was, but I know it wasn't interesting.
it wasn't as cool as that idea. Now I'm just immediately disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dragon Age 4, who gives a fuck? Oh, Solus is the villain now, is he? Fucking great. The most boring character in 3. Wonderful.
In fairness, I'm sure a lot of people would care about Dragon Quest, but I'm just not one of them.
Yeah. Care about it so much they get the
Yeah.
name wrong.
Yeah, Dragon Press.
Yeah. Yeah. Dragon Age is basically the last chance for BioWare at this point, so.
Who is Solus again? Oh,
Solus
right.
was the
he
elf who was a dick to people who aren't elves.
All right, he was the bald dude.
Yep.
Uh,
Indie games. I will wait for things to be interesting from those. Oh, fuck. Arc 2, with a very fancy trailer that stars Vin Diesel.
But wait, they haven't finished the first Ark game, didn't they?
Details.
It's updates.
It's not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. Arc 2, pulling in Vin Diesel, and a very expensive CGI trailer with a little kid that is a piece of shit and should have just been left to die. Yeah, it literally, the kid literally gets someone killed, eaten by a T-Rex even, and then has the audacity when they're running away and getting away to look over Vin Diesel's shoulder and just stick a tongue out at it. Like, fuck you, kid. You just got someone killed and you've taken the piss. Fuck you. Anyway.
I feel like that's a common problem with just modern writing in general, is they try and be quippy to the detriment of every other aspect of the media.
Yeah, there are moments when that is really not appropriate, and that was one of them. Outriders, which is a People Can Fly game. They made Painkiller, and probably other stuff more recently, but I don't remember it. Evil Dead the game. Okay.
sure, why not?
Ghosts and Goblins gets a new game in retro style on Switch. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
All right.
I will not
Sure,
play
why
it
not?
because that game sucked.
Hmm.
I'm not a fan of Nintendo hard games. They suck. Nintendo hard the trope. That is not the just hard Nintendo games.
Yeah, the very specific, like, frustrating type of difficulty.
Just game design takes the piss. Kind of still meant to just take your quarters, even though it's not an arcade game. Levels of difficult. It Takes Two. That was it. Okay. For some reason, they decided not to have the fucking trailer in this article, which is kind of a dick move. Like, every other one gets a fucking trailer and this one doesn't, but whatever. Yeah, so it's called It Takes Two, and it is about a married couple who are having some serious relationship issues. So a weird cartoon thing, I think it was a heart, I'm not sure, or it was a book, who knows, that is like, hey, you two need to solve your relationship problems, so I'm going to put you through some bullshit until you do. And it does. And it is like Psychonauts almost in looks.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at this. This looks. I love the style.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, and I love the look of it. It would almost make me want to play co-op. Almost. New Super Meatball game. Who cares? Oddworld, that game that's coming out and gives people trauma. That is the thing. Elder Scrolls Online expansion. Monster Hunter Rise demo announced. That is the Switch game. Monster Hunter. New Among Us map, Master Chief in Fortnite. Scarlet Nexus is an anime character action RPG game, I think, or something. Don't really know much about it.
Okay.
Just Cause on mobile. Who gives a shit? It's a top-down fucking game. You can't use the hook shot. Who cares? League of Legends game, Diablo style. It's gonna be crap. Mass Effect teaser trailer, and that was it. That was all of the things, all of the announcements. It was mostly not interesting, but the occasional bit of useful or interesting stuff.
At least we got Sephiroth in Smash.
Yeah, they really started the show with a showstopper there. I assumed they thought that Mass Effect Will Continue was going to be the showstopper, but it wasn't. No one's interested.
Nope.
Yeah, no, they burned that bridge. I'm not sure why they would think that, but then again, game companies are always kind of out of touch with what people actually want.
You guys like Mass Effect. Don't worry, we're going to return. We're going to go back to the place that you guys wanted to go back to without the writers that you want us to bring in.
And also, we're going to prove exactly how meaningless your choices were by making the destroy the canon ending.
I guess technically that means the purple ending is also canon, because they're basically the same thing.
Okay. So I was talking to my friend, and there was one sort of twist they could take that would be interesting, and that'd be if the main character that you play as is Garrus.
In what time period?
I feel like either post or even prior. I just don't bring back Shepard. Let us play as a companion character. Don't let us play as Shepard, please.
The teaser trailer had Liara on a snowy planet finding N7 armor.
No, don't, please. I'm begging you.
No, Lazarus Project Mark II. Bring back Shepard again.
Please don't. I can't. The ship is already burned down, destroyed, exploded, and then the ashes were pissed on. So don't.
It sounds like hyperbole, but it's not. I mean, they literally burned down the ship in the second game, so technically true.
And then they pissed on it.
Something probably did. I mean, that ship crashed on a planet, so presumably.
Yeah, at some point something probably went to the bathroom on it. It's there. Convenient.
Anyway.
So that was the Game Awards, and Hades won something.
Best indie game and best art direction, I believe.
Best action game.
Or best action. That was what. Best art direction went to Tsushima. My bad.
Did it?
Yes.
Oh, cool. I honestly thought that went to Last of Us because that just seemed like a decent, not a decent.
Nope. They got best direction, not best art direction.
A reasonable assumption. Oh boy.
Well, it's nice to get really, really clear evidence that this is all meaningless.
Yeah, I think someone posted a thing that was. Let's be real. It was someone on Twitter saying that most of the judges for the Game Awards are either current or former Naughty Dog employees.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's true.
I would believe it, considering what the results were.
Who knows? Oh well. So yeah, that was the thing. Gaming's biggest night. It technically is because E3 wasn't a thing this year.
I can't wait in 2 days when Sakurai is going to show us what happens when Kirby eats Sephiroth.
Oh God.
He gets big fucking anime boy hair.
Does he get a big sword or does he get a small sword? I want him to get like a 7-foot long sword.
We need to know.
Okay, big grey anime boy hair, and also the cross straps over his front. Oh boy, it's gonna be beautiful. Oh. So, yeah, I I'm trying to think of other things that I did. I started a PC building simulator again because I needed some unwinding time. And played a few runs of Hades. I've been watching Henry trying to play Hades. He's not very good,
Oh
but
yeah,
he's learning.
I was there for that.
Yeah.
Backseat gaming, just all over the place.
Yeah. Well, smash the pots for fuck's sake.
Just running right past the pots with the 10 gold in them.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've done much else. Yeah. VTubers and Game Awards and fucking just, it's my last week of work also. Yay.
Yay.
I really need a break. Ooh. Just 3 more projects and then I can stop. It's good. Yeah.
Nice.
One of which I need to finish as soon as I end this recording. So.
Oh.
That's.
Well, I got good.
Good.
I got good news. And that said, I think previously I mentioned I'd come into contact with somebody who had tested positive for COVID.
Yeah.
My test was not detected. So I don't got it. If I do got it, I didn't detect it. Still staying quarantined until after the holidays.
Yep.
Because don't want to run any risk.
That's a reasonable precaution.
Also, there was a Nintendo Indie World Direct this morning, where they showed a variety of games coming to Switch, including Spelunky 1 and 2,
Right.
Among Us,
Mm-hmm.
Super Meat Boy Forever, Grindstone, this game about a cat cafe called Calico. Yeah. Bunch of
That
stuff.
shouldn't sound interesting to me, but it does. Okay.
It's about building the cat cafe in a small town.
Do you get to choose the cats?
Yes.
I have to assume. I mean, is it like a hero collector game, but it's cats?
Oh,
Go watch the trailer.
Is it a gotcha game?
Are the Himalayan cats?
I don't know.
They're so fluffy. They're floof.
So yeah, there's that just happened. My grandma has been released from the hospital. She kind of broke her hip, and they did surgery, and she came back. And before she came back, me and my parents went over to her house and decorated it all up for Christmas. So it was really nice, and she got to come back and see that she had all her Christmas decorations up.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty great.
So that was nice.
Yeah.
I also started watching this new Netflix show. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. I think it's fairly recent that just came out. It's called Alice in Borderland.
No, I never heard of that one.
All right.
Something Handsome Jack. I couldn't think of it.
So, Alice in Borderland is it's a live action adaptation of the manga Alice in Borderland. It takes place in Tokyo. The Netflix version, by the way, has Japanese actors, very clearly speaking Japanese, but they're dubbed in English, so you get that kind of weirdness going. But it's fine.
The old martial arts meme thing. Yeah.
So basically, there's this guy who's a loser and leaves home because he's kind of a jobless, shut-in, can't stay at home anymore. Leaves home, meets up with his friends, one of which just got fired from his job. The other is skipping work. I'm like, let's go grab a beer. And they go and they have fun. And then all of a sudden, everybody is gone from Tokyo. Everybody. and they are directed to go and participate in a game. The nature of this game being, at least for the first episode, to go through you're enter into a room and you're presented with two doors. If you pick the right one, you live. If you pick the wrong one, you die. And they meet up with a few other people, and then they have to kind of solve the game and get out. And the reward for surviving the game is, you get like a 3-day visa. So for 3 days, you get to go back to normal life until you're forced to come back into the game again and do another death game.
So Gantz.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, yeah. It sounded like Gantz. Yeah,
It's
Which isn't
it's
a
a
bad
lot.
thing, but
It's a lot more. I don't know. It's very puzzle intellectual focused in terms of how they have to solve it.
So Gantz crossed with Cube, I guess.
I like it because the way they're able to kind of figure it out is interesting, and it's by like, looking at this and this and this. It's not random luck. There is actually a way we can figure out which door is the right door.
Yeah, that sounds very Cube.
So, I recommend it. I only saw the first episode so far, but it's very, very interesting. So it's on Netflix. Aside from that, I say knowingly, looking at the camera,
I kind of want to watch Cube again. It's a really shitty movie, but oh well. Anyway, sorry. Aside from that.
So I've been doing more D&D, and in my one game that's been going on forever, on Saturday they'll be having the final fight of this arc, which is going to be pretty huge because there's only one more arc really after this. We are nearing the end. They are about to reach level 19 after this fight. And they had a whole session where they fought in giant mechs last session.
wow.
And I let them each pick out their mech of their choice. One guy just chose the OG Gundam as his mech. Another person chose one of the mechs from Xenoblade X. My friend, who is a big Star Wars nuts, chose a Darth Vader mech. Because, of course, he found one online. So the way I had it set up is mechanically these mechs would... they have 10 times your amount of HP, but retain your AC. So your
fair.
armor class, but 10 times your HP. They do... And you can use all your features and abilities while you're in these mechs, and you can also use magical items to which you are attuned to, which you only have 3 of those. And spells, damage, everything is multiplied by 10. Just for the fun thing of big numbers. The fighter got like a round where they did action surge and did over 2,000 damage in a single round. And that just feels good to say.
Yeah.
They fought against these giant waves of death until eventually they formed into a humongous, gargantuan, titanic Shadow Tarrasque, which they took down. I had it have 9,999 HP because, of course, we're in the end game. I'm having fun with that.
Good.
And then all of the characters come out of the fight and be like, okay, my life has peaked.
We've reached the limit. Yeah. One character used a special ability that they had to suplex the Tarrasque. And it was amazing.
Well, that's an interesting choice.
I that's my high power game. You know what? I'll have fun with it. The other game, meanwhile, which is the low power game, found out that the boss that had escaped from the fight was actually really weak when they were alone, so they just kind of curb stomped her.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, no. You guys already technically fought the boss. It was all the ads that she summoned. She just was running away. She has, like, almost no damaging things. It's all just meant to screw with you so her ads can kill you. And that party finally has, like, the freedom to do downtime, so now I'm doing 2 months of downtime in D&D. Which means I can do the, like, all the fun stuff from Xanathar's Guide, which is stuff like, oh, you can make a magic item, you can sell magic items, you can go and search for magic items, all that stuff. Then you can go and research information, or you can train, you can change your subclass if you wish. Stuff like that.
Do you force players to use those kind of breaks to if they want to change subclasses?
They can change subclasses. It's just there's rules for it. If you find a trainer, they're going to ask you for money, typically, per week, and you have to train for a number of days equal to twice your level.
Well, yes, but especially with newly released content happening, between sessions, I'll just let players swap. I don't care.
I mean, yeah, but in this game, they have. I feel like it has more weight because one character wanted to train with an NPC they like, another character wanted to train with another PC. On that way.
Well, if they actually want to do that in universe, then that makes sense. That's just more investment, so that's fair.
I'm typically pretty lenient on that sort of stuff, but given that game doesn't have a strict timeline of you have to go this and do this by this day, they can just take a month of downtime if they want. They have that freedom.
That's fair.
Plus, it makes gold a little bit more valuable because you need that to do everything. Like, it's really interesting, the rules for downtime, because I've never actually gone to use them in my other game, because the pace of that game is lightning fast, lightning fast, lightning fast, lightning fast. Every day is used. They've never had a time when they've gone 2 months of downtime. Whereas the party in the other game is just like, yeah, no, we'll take 2 months. That sounds fair. I'm like, okay. You guys just got paid a huge amount, so feel free to spend it.
Yeah, I've been in both of those kind of games before. One where I was not allowed any downtime at all, and another one where I was given plenty of it.
Like, I do tend to give the other game downtime. It's just nowhere near as much. And I let them do a lot more in that downtime. I don't have it be as strict as you have to devote this many work weeks to this, But that's a very story focused one, whereas the other one is very world focused. So they're free to do whatever they want in that world and go at their own pace. But it's also much harder difficulty wise, so they have to take whatever time they can.
Yeah, it makes sense you'd want to stick to hard set mechanics at that point.
So I'm excited for that because up against the boss, which is going to be interesting because this is like a boss that has multiple divinities from killing gods and everything and can use them, and so the fight is more of a puzzle boss fight of we have to find a way to disable their abilities, take this away from them, take this away from, take that away. And then we can defeat the boss. Which you kind of have to do when your players are that strong. Always has to have an element of puzzle, like with the mechs. I was restricting them by what items they could use, which forced them to think differently about how they're approaching things.
Yeah, not just punching the problem until it stops being a problem.
Like the Warlock can't use Eldritch Blast against the Tarrasque. It ignores all of that. Just straight up. Ranged spell attack rolls just don't work.
Yeah. And his saves are incredibly high too, so magic users are just kind of shit out of luck.
Until you realize its dex saves are terrible.
That's a good point.
And once you exhaust the legendary resistances, which the cleric did by casting Earthquake to force it to stop and slow down, then the monks can just stun it.
Oh, is that I thought that was a con save for avoiding stun.
It is. It doesn't have proficiency in con saves. It just has a high con.
Oh, gotcha.
And it's a non-magical saving throw, so it doesn't have advantage.
That's a fair point.
In other words, that party has 2 monks, so they can just stun lock anything if they get going.
I imagine that's frustrating for planning out an encounter, unless these are just flat out immune to stun.
I have made enemies immune to stun, and added that on sometimes, just because.
Yeah, just because you don't want the encounter to be over in 30 seconds.
Yes. It's just, I want this to be a fight, please. But it's fun. Especially because when you get to high level monk, they can do Quivering Palm, which is just like, I caused them to explode from internal wounds. Yay!
Yeah, that's a fun one. Isn't that the one that can happen like a week later?
It can happen whenever you want.
Yeah.
If you fail a con save, you drop to 0 HP. Yes, it is a Maiwa Shinderu.
Yeah.
Exactly. I have one of my characters. Okay, I have a monk who made himself into a Jedi, right? So he's his whole backstory is he's a Jedi. He is monk and mystic multiclass. Then I have the other monk who went Way of the Open Palm, who made his character based off Fist of the North Star.
Yeah.
I mean, what am I gonna do?
Go along with it, basically. That's really the best thing you could do.
That's all I do. We go full just embracing both of those things. It's fun.
Yeah. It's a game.
It's not it's different because the Saturday game that I DM is, still loosely based off Matt Mercer's world at this point. I just use it as a basis so I can get started. But my other game is based off my own original world. And now we're getting into some fun stuff. Like, what does undead mean in that world? What is an undead? And an undead is something that is basically a corpse piloted by a malevolent energy, and that energy is essentially the magic system in my own original world is always trying to kill you. It is a malevolent force that basically we were able to tame, but if left to its own stuff, it will possess corpses, and those corpses will want to destroy all life.
Fitting.
So, magic hates you.
It wouldn't definitely be the first time I've seen that done, and it always works pretty well because magic is eldritch force essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is inherently destructive, but we can kind of force it to do other things if we try really hard. Anyway, I've been talking about D&D for a while. Fako event started.
I'm gonna delete a picture because I can't stop staring at Captain Bottle Opener up here. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
There we go. That's better. Fucking Christ.
That works.
Yeah, Fate Go is a thing.
Yeah, they showed the new Santa.
Yeah.
In JP.
Oh, who is it?
Karna
Okay.
Saber.
Okay.
That's nice. He's a character who has his lore steeped in charity. Makes sense.
Is that our first male Santa?
Yes.
Hmm.
It should be celebrated.
I mean, it's Santa.
Santa. He has white hair too. It makes sense.
Hmm.
I think that's it for my week. I can't think of anything else. I'll probably talk again if I remember something else.
Yeah.
That'll work.
So how's it going?
Pretty good. As of I think 2 days ago, I binge watched Beastars, so that was good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd meant to see it for a long time, and then I saw I think it was not Glass Reflection, Mother's Basement. I think was talking about the new anime season, and it's just a fucking mountain of stuff. It got delayed because of COVID, just all hitting at once. And Beastars season 2 was part of it. So he sold it as a murder mystery, but the bunny and the wolf are too busy having sex to actually really get into it. So I was all about that. And then it turned out to be something completely different. So I have to assume he was talking about season 2, because that was not season 1.
Okay.
But yeah, it was still pretty good though. So yeah, I was thankfully not disappointed in that show. It's a very unique art style. I do enjoy the 3D models in that show. It's not the clunky, awkward stuff we normally get. They actually put effort into it, and it looks pretty good. I really didn't do much this week, unfortunately. Mandalorian's still really good. It's nice to see characters being badasses when they're not Force users.
Yes, I'm actually really enjoying that.
It's nice in a Star Wars setting to see people who are combat capable that have no Force abilities. Because that might change. Well, I mean, we've seen Force sensitive people, and when they show up, it is definitely a big deal. They are very powerful, but they're not unbeatable. Which is how the movies definitely portray them. It's pretty much the second a Force user shows up, the fight is over.
Well, I mean, Attack of the Clones, not Attack of the Clones. Return of the Sith or something, whatever it is. The third prequel.
Ah, that's fair.
Where all of the Jedi died to clone troopers.
Yeah, they were also outnumbered 40-1 usually.
That's never been a problem in other circumstances.
Yeah, that's fair, I suppose. But yeah, that was good. I will briefly dip back into D&D because that was a big part of my weekend. I did backstory stuff for the first time. I think I mentioned that last time.
Oh, nice.
And it worked really well. I had one character who is also a Jedi. He's a blade singing wizard, though. And so I had him. He kept using the Force in what a way I can only describe as like a crystal ball. He would just ask it for answers, and then he would roll what we're calling his Force check, which is his religion. And then, depending on how high he rolled, I didn't really know how to handle it, so I just kind of gave him a vague answer that kind of pointed him in the right direction. But that's really lazy. So what I did was I took away his Force abilities. I made him a level 8 fighter. I handed him a new character sheet, and he played half the session as a regular fighter. The in-universe reason was the Force is fickle and did not enjoy being used in such a way.
I like that.
Yeah, that's actually a fair cop.
And so about halfway through the session, which he had been pretty much meditating the entire time, engaging with the scene, thankfully, the other things that were happening. But he had a vision of his old master who taught him. I was kind of proud of this. I looked up Force abilities, and I looked up D&D spells, and I just connected the dots of which ones could be thematically flavored to be Force abilities. And there's a lot, actually. There's a lot of D&D spells that are just change the name. It's a force ability.
Yes.
So yeah, he fought his master and got his ass kicked because, yeah. And I hope it went over well. It seems to have. The attempt, I was trying to teach him that there's a lot more creative ways he could use his character. Being a Jedi is really cool flavor wise, and there's a lot of things you can do with it. But I felt like he wasn't exploring all of them.
Yeah,
because he'd kind of cottoned onto something that mechanically worked, and so he just stopped trying.
Yeah, just doing that, and thematically it kind of works too. Like the Force doesn't tend to be like being used as a bludgeon for solving all of your problems.
I never ran like occasionally with my player who is a Jedi. He would be like, "Can I sense it through the Force?" I'm like, "No." I just say no. And sometimes, like, he doesn't typically rely on that. But with Mystic, he took a lot of that, like, trying to innovate and do Force stuff and come up with new Force moves on his own, which I'm very, happy with.
That's
but it sounds like your guy just, Force can just do what I want. Cool.
Yeah,
and
Jedi sort of tend to look at it as more as the Force guides you. It isn't a thing to solve all your problems.
Yeah. I did give him, at the end of his vision meditation thing, I did give him Divine Intervention, that thing where you have to roll below your level for the Paladin, or Cleric.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's really powerful.
Not in the base way that it's used. He can still ask the Force questions as a last resort, but now it only has an 11% chance of working.
Okay,
because it's a D100.
Yeah. So it's not the Force will solve the problem. It's he can still ask it questions like he used to, but it's much, much less likely to actually work.
Just give him the Mage Hand cantrip, or tell him he can take Magic Initiate and just grab that.
Oh, he's already a wizard.
Yeah.
Blade Singing is Wizard Fighter
because he went to Fighter. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he already has that, and he had all the building blocks. I just felt he wasn't using them as well as he should. Which feels really arrogant to say, of like, hey, you're not playing your character right. But I feel like he's going to have more fun with it now.
That happens, You have, I have one of my players. It's their first time playing Wizard, and they struggled in a fight, and it's like, okay, I need to actually look at Wizard. I'm like, I love playing Wizard. Let me teach you that first of all, you need these spells to be a good Wizard. You need to get the basics of these spells because they're kind of essential to your role, and also change the way you look at spells. Because with people who typically play Sorcerer has a small amount of spells that they can use in a variety of different ways. Wizards are broken in that they have a ton of spells that they can stack upon each other with enough time.
Yeah. They are definitely utility casters. They can be blaster casters as well, but depends on what you want to be, I suppose.
The spell contingency is one thing that typically comes to mind. Where you cast contingency and a spell of a lower level at the same time, and you set a specific trigger.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's like an advanced held action. I remember that spell.
So, if my HP is about to drop below 0, I cast Resilient Sphere on myself to form a force field, or something like that. Or I cast a teleport, and it just automatically goes off instantly. Faster than a reaction. Is very good. And when you're playing new classes, or you're new to D&D, there's a lot about the game that you're not going to know, and that you're going to have to pick up.
Yeah. When you're teaching new people, it's a lot at once, and so teaching it organically is great until you don't run into a situation for a very long time. And yeah. So sometimes you just have to, unprompted, tell people how to do things.
Just let me help you out here. You might want to get Detect Magic and Dispel Magic if you're a wizard.
Yeah, both very, very important. especially if your party doesn't have any other magic users.
Or if your party has a magic user, but they don't really focus on that element.
Yeah, that's fair.
I know one thing I really like is one of my characters is a monk who is Drunken Master. And so since she is being trained by our party's paladin, uh, she's giving up her alcoholism and becoming a Way of Mercy monk.
Okay.
Which I find really fun, of just having an in-character reason and associating Way of Drunken Master with alcoholism, of being like, I'm quitting. And
I mean,
I'm
it
changing my
is.
ways.
Just because you don't get any health debuffs for it doesn't make it not an alcoholism. So,
But there's always fun stuff like that. And finding out Way of the Drunken Master is great, but we need somebody who can heal in this party. So adapting subclasses and classes based off that, and it's nice to see a party really find its groove.
yeah, I'm glad to hear things are going well for your group. There's Tasha's has a lot of really cool stuff.
Oh yeah, I've been grabbing from Tasha's. So the new book that came out, Tasha's, what was it, Cauldron?
Cauldron of Everything, I think.
Cauldron of Everything. That's right. Yeah. It has lots of fun stuff, including a tattoo, like a series of tattoo magic items. And these tattoos can be activated and grant you abilities. One of the characters got the Eldritch Claw tattoo, and it's a monk, so it increases her damage from punching and also allows her to activate the tattoos to have extended range on her punches, as like Eldritch Claws just come out of her fists.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so the second character, because I did backstories for two people, and the other one was a pirate who he was in the military, did not want to go actual full-on pirate, but his crew felt differently, so they, it was 20 on 1 on his ship, and almost died. And so role-playing his crew betraying him was very immediately emotional, which I did not fully expect, but that was cool.
Yeah.
Because he had it in his backstory that like one of the people he took in was just a kid from a shipwreck, and that was his first mate that ultimately betrayed him. So yeah, it was good. I enjoyed that a lot.
I always like it when you make the players cry in the session.
That was the fun part is so I mean, no shame, two of my players do play high, so it's kind of hard to tell if he was red-eyed because of the emotion or because he was enhancing essentially. So, but I want to think that he was emotionally invested in the scene.
I remember I've had characters die in the past when players cry because their sister, who was traveling with the party for a bit, died. It was very sad. They cried again when that sister was revived and then later betrayed them.
Oh well, shit. Whoops.
Whoops. No, but if you can get that sort of emotional investment in your game, that means you're doing something right.
Yeah. I also learned that random little one-off encounters that you think are going to be nothing have power sometimes.
Yes.
I just had 3. I described them as dad bod mermen, chilling on a sandbar, and they had a campfire, and they were just eating like really overcooked pelican because they had an obsession with land meat. And I described it that way every single time.
Land meat.
Yes, they were a big fan of land meat.
Pelican technically done with what's sky meat, but
well, it was, they called it tuna. I mean the chicken, the tuna of the land. and they were a big fan.
I love that.
And immediately this encounter the tone was set beyond just the characters themselves when the Kenku Ranger decided, okay, I got some boar jerky, you can have it, and she specifically described it as I shove it in his mouth. So I'm like, okay, roll me a strength check just to see how rough you get with it. Nat 20, obviously, and so she shoved her fist elbow deep into his mouth. And it just evolved from there. It was probably the closest I've come to crying from laughter recently, and several players were actually crying of laughter, and it was amazing. So, especially after what I would consider an absolute failure of a session last week, that was a huge boost. I kind of needed that.
Yeah, it's always has its
Right.
ups and downs.
Yeah, and I had that happen in the span of 2 weeks. So
One of my favorite
Tuna for that.
One of my favorite sessions. The party goes to a tavern, and one of the players goes back to go make. They ask the old barkeep if I can go back into the kitchen and make something for my friends. He's like, sure. And she goes and leaves this old turtle just manning it, and she goes to make pigs in a blanket,
okay.
and then lights the kitchen on fire.
Oh shit.
And he just starts screaming, and everybody starts to try to put out the fire. She casts Thunder Wave, and it spreads the fire to the next building. And everybody's just laughing. It's so great. I love sessions like that.
Yeah, I did not expect that. I didn't expect that scene to develop that way. I thought it was just going to be a funny little thing that was like 2 minutes long, but no, that was like 45 minutes of just playing these really eccentric mermen and their obsession with food. It was great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's it. I want to say that's about all I've done. I
I
got
think
Age of
everything's
Calamity.
going well. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thankfully. I'm enjoying it. It plays weird though.
What was that?
Like it plays weird. It feels differently than the
what
regular.
What plays weird?
Oh,
Age
sorry.
of Calamity.
Yeah. Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity.
Thank you. We talked the hell out of it over each other. So
Sorry. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, it just plays differently. It's not bad. It's just it takes some getting used to. I do like if you hit the right bumper, you get all of the Sheikah Slate abilities, and if you hit the left bumper, you get like a bunch of magic wands, so you can elemental Pokemon basically a bunch of enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Very useful against some enemies. Because like this enemy is on fire. Well, ice. There we go. Boom.
yeah, and it's pretty much a way to kill them immediately. I mean, I'm literally fighting a fire moblin right now, and I just killed him in 10 seconds. If even
It's a
that.
resource you have to expend though, and you can only get back by killing more Wizrubs.
Yeah, or finding the wands around. They
Mhm.
do just they're in barrels and stuff like that. So
I really like it. Age of Calamity. I really like how they kind of melded in the dodge and the parry system from Breath of the Wild. I don't know if you want to play around with that.
I haven't tried the parry system much. Mostly it's been the dodging, which works pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
It feels a bit finicky at times, but I think that's just me and not being used to the game yet.
Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty reliable. The parry is also just great because if you can pull it off, it just instantly reveals the weak point gauge. You can just start hitting.
Mm-hmm. Do you mean gauge?
Gauge.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
I always okay. So here's the thing. I have a troubled history with that word because I know it's gauge. I know it's in my heart. It's gauge, but I always say gauge. I know it's not right, but I always say it.
I mean, that's fair. I pronounce it genre for the longest time.
Yeah, you did.
But Age of Calamity, liking it so far?
Yeah. The campaign appears based on like the progress bars on each area to be quite long, so that's good. That's what I wanted. Because
There's a lot of content.
I played the first Hyrule Warriors for so long, and I'm still playing it because of adventure mode, which takes a very long time.
It is not as much content as original Hyrule, but it's a lot of content.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, it's after months and months and months of playing it, I still haven't beat adventure mode, so I'm okay with that. But yeah,
How far in are you?
not very. I've gotten three of the four champions unlocked, and then I've done every side thing I can.
All right, there's a lot of characters that you've yet to really get. One of my favorite characters doesn't come till later, much later. But I know for a fact that one character I immediately really liked is Mifa, just to play. Mifa is really fun to play.
That's fair. The thing is, I will never use any of them unless I'm forced to. I will just stick with Link.
That's okay. I stuck with Link the entire time. It was fine. It was great.
Yeah.
Like, I had Link and a few other characters I typically bounce between.
Yeah. I'm curious how much they're going to limit you. I know the initial training missions you get right after you unlock a character, they're locked, but to that character, obviously. But I hope it's most of the game is I can play whatever I want.
You can play Link in every single story mission.
Sweet.
So you can fully just keep playing him the entire time, which I did. It's really fun if you can buff Link's weapon with attack speed up. That makes a huge difference. And when you get the Master Sword, Link starts firing off blades of light with every single strike, as well as at full HP.
Oh.
So keeping him at full HP, having that attack speed up, he just becomes a lawnmower.
Yeah, I could see that. That's I want to say I'm not against playing other characters. It's just the problem with this game style is that you can't. It takes a really long time to level people up, or a lot of money. So if you stick with one character, it's always, if not appropriately leveled, over leveled, which helps.
Well, I was just kind of leveling a few characters while I was progressing through the game.
Yeah. So
you're gonna need at most like 4 sort of main characters.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Though, once you get much later into the game, there'll be times it's like, oh, you can't use this champion or that champion, so you have to make sure you have other characters leveled. So, plus, you'll recruit characters that'll be at a higher level anyway, so you can just use them.
That's good, actually. The fact that you can get them at levels that aren't just 1, and then
they'll be at a higher level. You can just use them right at the gate.
Yeah. I imagine that would get really costly very quickly if you just got several characters back to back that were level 1. And the game expects you to use them at level, 30 or whatever.
The issue then becomes that you need weapons for them, and you can only get weapons by playing with them, and you want to upgrade those weapons to get them as strong as possible.
I was I was amused to discover that the game gives you a weapon if it detects that you have Hyrule Warriors 1 data on your save, on your system. It's a training sword. It's a rusted sword from Breath of the Wild.
It has a very good ability on it.
Yeah, you block 10% of attacks, and which is an ability that can be increased and made better. And it's not actually that bad attack-wise. It was better than the weapons that I started with. And I've since upgraded it, so it's even better.
This rusty sword is the only sword I'll use.
So far, yes. And that's not been a bad decision.
Cool. Can we stop talking
yeah.
about Hyrule Warriors now, please?
Yeah, sure. That's it. That's I haven't played very many hours, so.
Okay. Anything else, Lisa?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. So that was a podcast and stuff. Yeah.
Yay.
Pretty long one, actually.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just like the old days.
So description has links to Discord. It's public, you can hang out, do stuff, things. And Patreon, also a thing, is there. We appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.